Oh. All right. Hello. Okay, so let me introduce myself, and then I will screen share here. 1 second. Let me just get the screen share set up for you guys so that I can pass this on. Okay, there it is. Got it. Okay. All right, guys. So my name is Michael Ullman. This is Heather Ullman to my left. And the fact that you are even on this call to me is a big deal. And I always say this because I myself would not have been on a call like that. What does that say? Essentially, it took me hearing from other coaches, meeting other coaches to open my eyes to see what was possible. And I got to do that because I wasn't on social media when I started this, which is why I never would have seen this video and would never have been on this call tonight. So it's kind of interesting how that all works out. So I'm going to get right into this. I'm going to share my screen now that I figured out where it is and kick this right off. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to pass it right off to Heather because her story is quite unique. So yeah, I'm just going to pass it off right to you, Heather.
Okay, thanks. Hi, you guys. I'm so glad you're here. So like Mike said, my name is Heather. We have two girls, Abby and Emily. They are 14 and 12. We started coaching, or I should say Michael started coaching 7 years ago when they were really little. Our family was young. We were moving fast. Everything was busy. Mike's a New Jersey State Trooper, and I was practicing law at the time. So when Michael came to me and said he was ready to start coaching, I was like, put on the brakes here. I don't understand how we need coaching in our lives. We are so busy. How are we going to give more time, or you take time from our family and coach? He was pretty adamant about it. So I said, great, go ahead, have at it. I was doing the fitness programs and the nutrition at the time. I just saw no value in coaching. As a lawyer, I looked at everything in time increments, and I really didn't see how this would ultimately pay off and be worth our time. So he had at it. He'd go to work, he'd come home, we'd put the girls to bed, and he would work for an hour or so. And over those first 6 months, I saw that a few things. Anyways, I saw that Michael was helping people. He was helping people with their health and wellness goals. And importantly, and just as importantly, I saw that Michael was happy. He's a state trooper, as I mentioned, and that job is not a happy one. Sometimes there's a lot of stress involved in being a police officer. So this was a breath of fresh air. This was an opportunity for him to have a completely new outlet. So once the 6 month rolled around, and I did give him a 6 month contract because, as any good lawyer does, right? We needed to make sure this was worth our time. So I renewed that contract for another 6 months. And a really cool thing happened during that time. Not only did I see Michael helping people and I saw Michael happy, I saw that we had what I would call discretionary income coming into our family. By that, I mean, I did not hesitate to go get my nails done. Sometimes that's something I might have put off. We went out to dinner more. We would take the girls away on little vacations and do fun things like that. So when Mike asked me to attend our annual conference, which takes place every summer, I was like, all right, it's a vacation. I'll go. My parents watched the girls and off we went to Nashville. That was the other thing. I'd never seen that city. So I was in a brand new city and I was amazed. My eyes were really opened up. And you guys, I've been practicing at that time, practicing law for quite a number of years. So I was used to attending conferences and going away and staying in hotels and all that stuff. Nothing that I had done to date held a candle to this event. This was the most incredible opportunity where coaches all come together. You get to hear from corporate, you get to work out live with our super trainers, you get to hear from keynote speaker. I will never forget that first keynote speaker I heard. It was one of the photographers for National Geographic. It was mind-blowing. So I was soaking in all this goodness. I was meeting coaches for the very first time that were on our larger team, which you'll hear from tonight. And I loved it. But what really stuck out to me was when I listened to corporate and I heard their innovation and I was like, you know what, Michael, this is great. You continue what you're doing. But you guys, I still didn't start coaching at that time. We went home, Mike continued, and not too long after, he got sick. So what did I do? I stepped up and I started helping where I could. I helped out in our private accountability groups. I supported our clients and coaches the best I could because I wanted to support Michael. But what I saw during that time period was this other window into what this is that I hadn't truly recognized yet. And that's the community. The community of support that we felt during a really, really stressful time was immeasurable. It helped us in so many ways, from the messages and the support in our groups. It was amazing. So in 2019, of the fall of 2019, when my law practice slowed down, I thought to myself, well, I have a couple options here. I can go look for another job. I can be kind of okay where the things are with my current practice, or I can go all in on coaching. I loved everything about coaching at that point. So that was my decision. I went all in. You guys know what happened in January, well, not quite January of 2020, but March of 2020, when everything in our world shifted. At that point, I was full steam ahead. And, it was one of the most remarkable transitions. But the more I learned, the more I was pouring in, the more I was getting out. So what I wanted to talk to you guys about before I jump in is the idea of what if this worked. I know it's a really simple question, but in those beginning months and even years, and I would urge you guys not to take nearly as long as I did to make the decision to start coaching. I asked myself this question: what if it worked? What if I got in the best shape of my life? What if I met some of our closest friends? What if I then got to travel with these friends and bring our children along with us to new places? We've attended countless trips and seen places we never would have otherwise gone to. What if my mind was open from reading personal development, because it's part of what we do as coaches? What if we replaced my income? What if we replaced Michael's income? What if? And that is where Beachbody would want me to put the disclaimer in that your income, your success as a coach is a direct reflection of the amount of work and energy you pour into coaching. But that's what happened. We replaced both of our incomes. We met our best friends. We travel all over the place. So I urge you, as you guys are listening to this, whether you're here and listening to this because you're looking for accountability, whether you're looking for a community, whether you're looking for a part-time income, a full-time income, whether you're looking for all of that, I urge you guys to listen, to ask your questions, and really to lean in, because this is an incredible opportunity that has changed my life. So before I pass this over to Mike, I just wanted to talk to you about why, that's Alexa talking, why now is the time to join the team right now. So the reality is, you guys know, home fitness, she wants to join. Home fitness has been a thing for a long time. And Beachbody's been around, you guys will be happy to hear, for over 20 years. It's a $1 billion company. It's publicly traded. And even though I think the world has expanded their mind in terms of home fitness, Beachbody's been doing this very, very successfully for a very long time. It went from DVDs to on demand, and now we have a live platform. There's a huge growth plan ahead of us. We've just acquired a bike, which is really awesome. Like I said, you now have the opportunity to take live classes with trainers, which I did that just this afternoon. It is so fun and a whole nother level of accountability. And so what I thought about when I was sitting in that conference many years ago, and I mentioned earlier, is this idea of innovation. Every single quarter, this company is bringing new programs, new products, new technology to the table. And that, to me, was the hallmark of a company that I wanted to be aligned with. So, oh, Michael, okay. So the other thing that I wanted to talk with you guys about is that's the company, but why this team? So aside from myself and Michael and Jessica, who are going to talk to you today, this team is filled with elite coaches who have built incredibly successful businesses. And what's really cool is that they're all here to support you. They're here to offer their advice, to help you with any question you might have, to share our resources. And that is another really cool thing that we have. We have this entire group on Facebook, as well as off of social media, where you'll be able to access all of our tools so that you'll see early success, and it will be simple and easy to get started. You'll have a community of friends, I talked to you guys about that in the beginning. It has made the world of difference to me. And it is really nice, especially, with the way things have changed and how we're kind of home inside more and everything is remote. Even though we're remote, we're still connecting this way, kind of like what you and I are doing right now. We're talking on Zooms all the time. Every single week, we have these touch points with our team. And in closing, and I'll turn this over to Mike, but I thought this last point was really cool. You will have the ability to use your unique self, your talents to help other people. No one like me or Michael or Jessica or you is exactly the same. And that's what makes you so special. You'll be able to build a business that is unique to you and your goals and what you want to share with everyone. So that is why join now. That is why join this team. I'm going to turn it over to Michael now. He's going to talk to you about what we do as coaches.
Back to follow. Okay. So I'm just going to give you kind of like the Reader's Digest of how I got to where I am now, which is essentially, again, I'm a police officer, as Heather mentioned, and there was always this, it's this time of year, actually, tomorrow is my 7-year anniversary as a coach. So as ironic as that is. Yes. And it was this time of year, it was the holiday season that every year I was like, had this, there's something else in there. There's something, kindling inside of me, something burning that I need to ignite. And I never knew what it was. I never knew. I just thought that it was just going to be law enforcement the entire time, which I do love. I love the job. I'm still finishing that career, 2 more years left, and still able to build this business. I think that's an important point to make. But yeah, it was someone who challenged me to do a workout 12, 13 years ago. It was one of our original programs, P90X. You might be familiar with some of our, put in the comments if you know any of our Beachbody programs. That we have a lot now, a lot, and I've done them all. So I tried it. I was so floored by one workout, not even the program, not even a week, one workout, that I have since that moment in time have never done anything other than a Beachbody program. It's changed me so much. And then when I incorporated the nutrition into it, it blew my mind. But it wasn't until years later, like I said, I wasn't on social media. It wasn't until years later that I actually was open enough to go and do something that eventually turned into me meeting this team, my coach, Jessica, who you're going to hear from in a second. So I think that's just an important point, that I was ready. I was open, and there was something inside, and this was the thing that ignited. And you might not have that. You might, everyone's different, but I know that if you have a desire to make a bigger impact and, want to contribute in some way, shape, or form, and maybe it's a financial draw. I also had to kind of accept the fact that it's okay to want more things, to offer more things to my family, to have more experiences, but ultimately what I was after. So what we do as coaches is, first and foremost, your job, your number one job is to work on yourself and to become the best version of you. It doesn't mean that you're supposed to be a health expert. It doesn't mean you're supposed to have, 6-pack abs or have to be a certain fitness level or a certain size. Health is not a certain size. That's not how it works. That's not what we do. So I want to take that off the table. And when I'll talk about objections later, that's certainly going to be touched upon. But your job, your mission is to work on you first. And then what happens is, as I learned after I did my first couple programs, is that people started asking me what I was doing. They kind of noticed it right away. But your job is to be contagious in the best possible way. And again, it always goes back to you staying accountable. So if coaching does anything, it helps you stay accountable to your own health and fitness, which is awesome. And then what happens is we start to become contagious, and then we help others do the same thing. And we do that a number of different ways. And we, like Heather mentioned, we have a ton of training that we offer. But you're essentially utilizing your story. You're not working for Beachbody. You're not working for anybody. You're working for yourself, and you're able, with the resources of a powerful team that have done it already before and know what they're doing. And those tools are handed to you, and you're able to then go and help other people. And we show you exactly how to do that. even if you have no experience, like most people, I think that certainly we didn't have any experience, or I didn't have any. Okay. So I'm going to kind of cut this off here because I don't want to go too long, and I'm going to pass it over to Jessica Bowser Nelson. And again, I mentioned her. She is the person that I met. She was the coach that I was able to then see what this was really all about, and then how it is such a there's such a touch point with other human beings, and that's what I had. I met Jessica in New York City when I was auditioning for a Shaun T workout, which I had no business doing. But again, I was just like being open to doing different things. Anyway, I met Jessica. I now call her a sister because that's how we, that just happens in this business. She is incredibly successful. Not only is she an incredible human being, but she's incredibly successful. I'll let her tell her story, but I know she's a little bit, she doesn't spew out her statistics, but she is literally the top coach so many years in a row, and she's been able to earn over $1 million in both her and her husband's business. Brian's her husband. So Jessica, without further ado, please tell us, how do we earn an income?
What is that?
How do we earn an income?
How do we earn? Okay, you guys, I'm super excited to be here. And I actually think it's interesting. It's like Michael said, we met on the set or at an audition that ironically, he wasn't sure why he was there. I wasn't sure either. I was just going on a whim because guess what? The team that I started is called Dare to Dream. And I was like, I've got to go do something crazy and follow a dream. Definitely not expecting to actually get into the program or to connect with people like Michael and Heather that end up becoming little family. And it just goes to show that when you do something out of the ordinary, or something that's a little bit scary, or something that's unexpected, or maybe something where you're kind of like, I don't know, it can end up being one of the best decisions of your life, because that's legitimately what coaching has been for me. If I had time to tell you my whole story, you would know that I am definitely not the kind of person that would ever do something like this. I literally, I'm going to say literally like 35 times because it's that mind blowing to me. I really say I started to get a discount on a shake I didn't want to drink. I was at a very low place in my life and I was desperate. I was 30 years old. I thought my life was over. I don't know if everybody feels that way at 30, but I sure did. I was married and my marriage was, on the rocks, is putting it lightly. And I was the kind of person, I was an overachiever. I was a perfectionist. I was haunted by my own thoughts almost more than what anybody else even thought about me. But I hid my pain. I hid my reality. I was ashamed of my life. I would cry myself to sleep almost every night. I never knew when or if my husband was even going to come home. And when he did, I had no idea who would walk through that door. And 9 times out of 10, it wasn't a great experience. So I'm hiding all of this stuff and I'm going through life and I'm so disappointed because, you guys, when I was a kid, I had hopes and dreams and ambitions. And it was almost like I mourned that person every single day. And like I said, I would never think, let's start a business and become a coach and help other people. I was not in the position I had no confidence in anything. But that's honestly, you guys, that was one reason. A lot of times I find that the reasons we think are why we shouldn't do something are simultaneously the very reasons why we should. And that was just it. I needed people in my corner. I needed to be surrounded with positivity and people believing and hoping and dreaming and going somewhere, because I was on an island of mental torture. So I didn't even, initially start this thinking, wow, I want to be a business owner or seeing a PowerPoint presentation. Instead, my coach, because guess what? Beachbody is an awesome program where when you hit these very minimal benchmarks each month, they assign you free customers. I was assigned to my coach because I had created a free account. I hadn't even bought anything from Beachbody. And I would message her like, okay, look, I'm really struggling. I wouldn't tell her the truth because I told nobody the truth. I just said, I'm struggling. I'm trying to do this workout. I can't even get through it. Now, have you ever been so emotionally exhausted that you're physically drained? I was 30 and I had no wherewithal about my life. I had no idea that's what it was, but I was so tired. And now I know it's because my mind was going a million miles an hour trying to discover like what was wrong with me, what was wrong with my life, how could I fix it? And I had no physical energy left. And then what happens when you're not sleeping? Then you're not eating right. And even though I thought I was eating healthy, she said, you've got to try Shakeology. That's Beachbody's #1 residual product. It's an all natural superfood shake loaded with superfoods, loaded with things we don't get in our food anymore. But like I said, I'm like, whatever, lady, like, I don't want your stupid shake, is how I felt. But I was desperate enough. And what she didn't know was I had already predetermined whatever she said I was going to do. Whatever she said, when I said, what do? I was going to do. And I didn't even really know this lady. For all I knew, actually, she was like a big hairy man on the other side, like pretending to be some helpful coach lady. So when she tells me, you got to drink the shake, like I said, my first reaction is like, oh, she's trying to make money off of me. And then my second reaction was, well, I have to buy it anyways, because I said I was going to do whatever she said. And honestly, this was 11 years ago, I thought she was going to tell me to eat sprouts, because that's what I thought like healthy people did. And I really hated sprouts, but I was already like talking myself up, like, okay, you can eat sprouts. Like, Jessica, you can do this. Like, you want to be healthy. You want to have energy. And I waited tables. I needed energy. That was my income. And so I'm like, I'm going to eat sprouts, which she says eat sprouts. Like, I don't know how I'm going to get them down, and then she said shake. And I'm like, wait, it's a chocolate shake? Well, that's a little bit better than what I was, I'm imagining sprouts stuck in my teeth. So something else that's cool about Beachbody is they had a bottom of the bag guarantee, which meant you could drink the entire bag of Shakeology and you could return it empty and get a refund. Now, you guys, I'm also a super deal freak. And I'm, like I said, I'm type A, I'm a perfectionist, I'm control freak. So I'm already like, here's my shelf. I'm going to put my box here. I'm going to make sure I keep the invoice. Like, I'm not the one that you like think you're going to send it in for a rebate and you don't do it. No, I'm the one. So I'm like, not only am I going to get this, it's going to be free. This is perfect. And somehow I'm going to find my life by drinking the shake. And she threw in, you know what? You should just join as a coach, because if you keep it, you can get it for less money. That's how I started my journey. And I tell you that because I'm about to explain how we earn, and it might get exciting. It might not to you. I don't know. But what I'm telling you is none of that matters to begin. And I want you to just consider beginning something that might not make sense, that you might not even be sure you can do, because nobody really starts and thinks, wow, I can do this. I mean, maybe a very few select people, but honestly, the ones that end up with long-term success, 9 times out of 10 are the reluctant ones to begin with. So no matter where you are, I'm excited you're here and you're listening. And I just wanted to kind of put that in first, because I think it's really important. Is, Michael, Heather, myself, we might seem confident, maybe well-spoken, maybe not. But when you begin, you might not have that confidence. So I didn't. But I want to tell you, there are so many earning opportunities. Will you guys scroll back up real quick? I don't think I actually hit those, but like in my story, you get a discount, you get 25% on 25% off all your products. Like they already mentioned, you're going to be proof the products work. So why not save money on them? You're going to be using the products. So this isn't a scam, because we're saying buy healthy things for your life. That's it. And when you buy those healthy things that are proven, that results are guaranteed, that have money back guarantees, even because Beachbody believes in it so much, you also save money. Then when you help other people get started, which you don't need to know how to do yet, you learn that in the training, you learn that with your coach, you learn that in the team. We have weekly calls. We have a university teaching you everything you need to know. If anything, it's too much. But when you start tonight, you can enroll within a few minutes. You can go help somebody and you start earning 25 to 40% commission on anything purchased directly from your site that Beachbody gives you. You don't have to be tech savvy. You don't have to go door to door. You don't have to do deliveries. Those poor, I feel like there's some makeup people out there that have to like deliver stuff. I don't even leave my house or talk to other humans outside of this computer. So if you're introverted like me, you're good. Team cycle bonuses. This is an unlimited income opportunity where you can earn off of helping your team, growing your team. Once again, everything is learned and we do it all together. Incentive trips, gifts and rewards. Since I am a deal freak and I am thrifty is what I like to call it. I love getting free stuff, and literally Beachbody, you will be blown away. I worked jobs for my entire life where I got, there was no recognition or appreciation. There were no Christmas gifts. I actually used to, this is funny because it's Christmas time now. I would wait on businesses that had Christmas parties. And it used to be like, I was like googly eyed on the side, like open your presents. Like, I just want to see what you got. Like, you have a boss that gives you presents. And I remember one year, actually, the boss, instead of a white elephant, the boss bought all the presents and they got to pick which one they wanted. And, you could steal it or you could pick a new one. and they were all Coach purses. So he brought in 10 wrapped Coach purses and they would either unwrap or steal it. I'm just sitting there like, oh my gosh, like my purse cost $9.99 at Ross. Like, I just can't believe this is our present. And then I kept thinking like, maybe somebody will leave a present. Like maybe they don't even like it and they'll leave it and then I can get it. So Beachbody literally rewards you every single month with prizes. It's pretty cool. And then on the next slide is a little bit of the breakdown of how the income works. But once again, this isn't necessarily something you have to already know or learn or understand. But what you can know it's residual income. And residual income is nothing like any income you earn in a traditional job. Because when you help right there on month one, you help 3 people get started, that's a good minimum baseline goal to have. And I'm telling you this if you want to grow a business, because that's what I want for you. I want you to grow a business where you experience financial freedom, where you change your life and help other people change their lives by getting hooked up with these products. But so you help your 3 people in month one, you earn $150. That's just commission. Now, guess what? In month 2, they're going to stay on because they're like me and they drank the whole bag and now they're like, wait, I feel amazing. I can't send this back. What do I do now? And then you're going to help 3 more. So as you can see, that's going to start compounding over time. In addition, when you're doing these things, Beachbody's giving you customers as well. So this is an amazing opportunity. And I'm also a hard worker. That's ingrained in my DNA since I was a kid. It was kind of non-negotiable. And what I love about this opportunity is that you get paid for your effort, that you don't have a ceiling. You literally get to make a decision how you're going to show up, and that's going to directly come out in your pay when you commit long-term. And what's also to me amazing about this business, it doesn't take a lot of time. It takes consistent time. Just like in our fitness, we don't have to work out a lot every day. I work out 30 minutes a day. No one ever believes me. I work out 30 minutes a day. I don't do doubles. I don't work out for hours like on The Biggest Loser. I definitely don't ever get on a treadmill. My workouts are not boring. I end up crying in most of them because I'm so emotionally excited or sweat therapy, I call it. And what we do to me is incredible. And I just hope I think you're here for a reason, and I hope you don't miss that opportunity. All right. Sorry, guys. I probably went long. I got all excited.
No, we're good. We're good. It's true. You want to talk about this so much because it does change. It does change you in so many ways, and you don't even see it coming. Like, that's the crazy thing. I didn't even see this coming. I just like, yeah, I'm going to start because I got in great shape myself and I can do this. And then, it's awesome. So, but here's from the skeptical police officer. I want to just give you the quick rundown of all the things. I had all the excuses, guys, every single one of them. I am thrifty, like maybe that's why we get along. Like Jessica said, I didn't want to be salesy. Like, again, a male-dominated profession that we're infamous for, busting each other's chops, and like I didn't want to be a salesperson. I didn't want to be that guy. And if you don't want to be a salesperson, don't. Just don't do that. And I will make one more reference to Sean T. I remember when I was thinking about coaching, he had a word with me, which was like, hey, you gonna do this coaching thing? And I'm like, police officer, I'm not sure. I don't know. I just don't know. He's like, well, you're not going to be successful, I'm paraphrasing here, unless you're willing to get vulnerable. And that, like, it's like, yeah, that's gonna be tough for me. So anyway, yes, you be authentic, be you, and you're the only you. So everyone else, they can't take that from you. I talked about not being in my fitness goals, so I'm not going to hit that again. You literally could be just getting off the couch for the first time. You're like, I want to get healthy. Coaching helps with that accountability. We have multiple Beachbody champion winner. That is the #1 male or female in all the submissions every year. We've had multiple winners. This last year we had a winner. His name is Frank. He lost 100 pounds. He won $100,000. He started from his day one. Okay. Who am I to motivate? Again, this is a common thing along with my fitness goals. I want to just work on myself first, which you should, but you can invite people along for the journey. And the best analogy I can give, I told this to Frank when he started, I go, Frank, no one's going to want to see you just cross the finish line at the marathon. You watch the 5 o'clock news. It's like the New York Marathon, or pick your favorite marathon. You see the person, across the finish line. you experience nothing to what that human being just experienced, right? So when you can walk someone through from day one and share your journey a bit, and we show you how to do this, and they see you at the starting line, and they see you at mile 1 and mile 5 and stopping at the water break and cramping up and maybe crying in the corner somewhere, and then going forward and passing mile 10 and completing a half, and on and on and on, you cross the finish line. That's the journey people want to see. And that's what we kind of, we're good at showing you how to do that authentically. So it's too expensive. If $160 to open a business with unlimited potential is too expensive, we'll show you how you can earn that back in your first month. No issues. Like, that's what we're good at, right? So I don't think I love coffee. If I was going to open a coffee business, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars on a small business buy-in to like open a business. And that's not what this is at all. So as far as expense goes, I'm consuming my expense in the form of Shakeology, and I use the performance line, some of our supplements that we have, and of course our programming that is the best at home or at anywhere fitness programming in the world. I don't have spouse support. Me neither. But we do have a lot of people with experience with that, and we can show you how you can prove it to them. And I'm telling you, this is a very common thing. Those that take on that challenge and prove it to their significant other, not only end up having amazing businesses, but sometimes those people actually join you and become better coaches than you, but that's a different story. Okay, so I don't have a big following. Guys, I didn't have a social media when I started, so I'm just gonna say you don't need to have any following. The fact that you're on here tells me that you're at least on social media, probably. So there's that. And then the final one is it a pyramid scheme? Again, the skeptical police officer me, one of the first things I thought was, is that what this is? And then quickly doing my research, realizing, first of all, they're illegal. Second, now we are a $1 billion company who's publicly traded on the New York Stock Exchange. That is not what we do. We don't pay you. We don't take money. Beachbody is the one who's compensating you for your own efforts and what you do, what you earn, which is why I love our disclaimer, because I don't have that in my punch in, punch out job, which I know a lot of people do have. And having that control and that power and the ability to just be uncorked and unlimited, it's very hard to put into words, but I'm very grateful that I was open enough at the right time in my life to say, I can do this too. And that's ultimately what I did. I said, I can do this too. If they can do it, I can do it too. You have challenge packs? Who's doing how we get started? Basically, so we talked about coaching, what it was, how we earn an income. It's hard to cover everything on one call, but how we get started is with the challenge pack. So Heather, why don't you just quickly tell them what is a challenge pack?
A challenge pack is all you need to get started. Really, whether you're a customer or a coach, we get set up exactly the same way. It's the same cost. What's really cool is when you enroll with us as a coach, the coach fee, which is $40, it's barely anything, but it is waived with the challenge pack. So the challenge pack is going to give you a 12 months of access to our entire on-demand platform of fitness and nutrition. It's going to give you the chance to try our new live interactive platform, which is called Body. We talked about that earlier. You'll get the chance to try Shakeology for 30 days and fall in love with it and see how it works with your body. You'll get access to both of our nutrition platforms. Really, the whole point of a challenge pack, or what we call a total solution pack, is to give you every single tool that you need for success for your own personal journey. And then that's where we come into play as your coaches to help you with your coaching business. So it's really just, why not you?
Yeah, I'm going to pass this back to Jessica, and that's really what this came down to for me, which is just, why not me? What's my excuse? Why can't I do this? There's a million excuses that we can have, and it's that. I'm just going to scroll up here real quick because this is what I love. Okay, if you don't sacrifice now for what you want becomes the sacrifice, and that was the one. That's the one that I had to answer for myself. It's myself. So, Jessica, right back to you if you can close this out.
I love that because you guys, the gravity of even that statement, because what I also think is you don't know what you don't know. And that was where I started. I had no idea what could happen or what was possible with this, or with putting in the work, with committing to these programs, doing everything that we're inviting you to do. We're going to literally give you the tools to improve your life in every single area possible. And I am just so passionate about it. And even like Michael said, don't be salesy. Like, I'm not here to sell you. I'm here to share with you because it's kind of like my duty and my responsibility. And that was why I went from like this girl getting a discount on a shake I didn't want to drink to, okay, wait, because I was very much like, wait, this is multi-level marketing. That's not for me. But then I'm like, I thought this was supposed to be bad. Like, I thought multi-level marketing, right, is bad. It's like embarrassing. It's like, hide, I'm not supposed to do that. But this wasn't. I was getting the best results in my life with these workouts in less time from home. I used to go to the gym like an hour and a half a day and I never had results. I joined a team of people encouraging and supporting me and believing in me. I started putting nutrients in my body that I apparently were missing, and I started feeling better. And this is you guys barely scratching the surface. That same husband that I was crying every night from, our marriage ended up completely getting worse before it got better. And I believe that to be a direct result of the work I did on myself with this opportunity. I now have a 2-year-old child. I mean, and this is like, forget the income disclaimer. Let's do a baby disclaimer, because I legitimately don't believe he would even exist on this planet if I had not started as a coach. So when I am here inviting you on a random Tuesday night in a really busy time of the year, which happened to be the time of the year most superstars actually join, because what happens is when you make a decision, nothing stands in your way. And I want you to be that kind of person, because you can live a life you haven't even fathomed yet. Baby's not required. And I just want you to ask yourself, why not me? What if you got in the best shape of your life? What if you just got healthy enough to play with your child? Or what if you got healthy enough when you tried on clothes in that freaking dressing room that you didn't leave in tears, or wish you would have never even gone in there? Would it be worth it? Or what if you end up playing a part in inviting someone to change their life that leads them to being $100,000 grand champion, or that gets their doctor who just told them, guess what, you're not going to live to see your niece graduate, ends up completely turning their health around and saving their life? Would it be worth it? Or maybe you take this and you decide, guess what, I'm going to go all the way. I'm getting financial freedom. I'm going to retire from my job that is, draining me every single day, and I'm going to help a ton of people in the process. Would it be worth it? And that's my question to you guys. And what I hope the answer is yes, because I know what's possible and I believe in you, and I want you to be part of our team and our family and change your life too. So thank you guys for hopping on in a busy November. And I don't even know if we mentioned, before the night ends, this is the end of a very special promotion. All the packs are $20 off for literally 3 more hours. So you might as well, now you know that whole like, oh, I was going to sleep on it and talk to my spouse and decide tomorrow. I'm a deal freak. You need to save the $20 because that's like an entire Secret Santa present that you can give somebody. Maybe your mailman. All right. You guys have a good night.
Days.
What is that?
And you got a free 30 days. So it's
right.
It's the no-brainer. Okay.
All right. So contact the person that invited you here. We will be welcoming you hopefully into the team in a little bit, and we will see you there. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Michael and Heather. Bye.